Today I'm going to add drums to all of your metalcore, djent, thall, and even rock riffs. I recently just held a contest with ML Sound Lab, and today I'm going to be announcing the lucky winners. So a cool little surprise, I had a difficult time finishing all of the entries. I was expecting probably like 15 and I ended up getting 51 in total. So this video was supposed to be out last Friday. It took way too much time because the whole point in this contest was for me to add drums to your riffs. Not only was there the prizes and whoever wrote the coolest riff would get the prizes, the whole point was for those who are curious how I would go about writing drums from scratch. So I initially started going through all the entries and writing them in real time and filming it. It took me 2.5 hours to do 12 entries, so I decided that wasn't going to be an ideal way to have the video today. So I decided that I'm just going to show all the entries and then I'll show a final version with my drums and then I'll explain basically what I did in the process. I'll also export all these MIDI drums so that you guys can download them. I'll have it for free on a Gumroad account down below. So I'm very fortunate to have ML Sound Lab provide these prizes. Not only me, but you guys are fortunate because they were nice enough once I told them that there were a lot more entries than I was expecting. They said, since it's doing so well, we'll actually give you 2 more prizes. So instead of only being a top 3, there's now a top 5, which is amazing because 2 more people get some cool prizes. And on top of that, I don't have to choose a top 3 because there's actually a lot of really cool riffs in here. You guys did a great job. If you want to just skip to the end to find out who won, just go to the chapter at the end. But if you want to see everybody's entry, as well as the drums that I've added to them, as well as my explanation and my thought process when coming up with the drums, then stick around. I just want to thank you all for submitting. It takes a lot and I really appreciate it. And if there's one thing that I learned, there's a lot of really good guitar players out there and riff writers, and I got 51 really cool riffs. So before we jump into this video, I'm going to show you the sounds that we're going to be using and that the first place champion will be winning. I know one just came out yesterday or the day before, but this is not including the newest one. I think it's called the Yams. So I basically loaded up the kit and I just changed some cymbals around. This is the snare, rack, the highest rack, and then floor, kick, really cool. And then we got all of our cymbals, and luckily with the cymbals we have options too. I love these drums. I've been using them a lot in my instrumentals. If you've seen any of the past like 4 I did ever since I got the bass 6. So the way I'm gonna choose the winner is, first of all, the coolest riff, which is the most unique, or the one that I just personally like the most, but also how easy it was to add drums to it, or how motivating it was. I will point out some things along the way that could just improve your productions overall. A lot of the riffs are actually really cool, but they would sound even better if they were just taking like the extra 20 to 30 minutes to record the riffs properly. Honestly, there's like a few really sick riffs in here. The first entry we have is by Somedude. This is the riff by itself. That's crazy. I don't know how you wrote something like that. I don't even know how I would even begin. That reminds me of like Old Danza, which was a huge inspiration on early structures. So great job. I like that a lot. And then here's the drums that I added. I think that's pretty cool, especially with drums. It really comes to life. The riff on its own is really cool, so it was really motivating for me to add drums. Great job, man. Great job. I like this a lot. The way that I added drums to these riffs is the same way that I do all the time. I basically start with like a quarter note or an eighth note on cymbals, and then I find my snare placement, whether it's like 2-step, groove, slow groove and open, or like techie. Usually I'll start with like a normal snare placement and then add the techiness later. And then later, once I'm done, I'll go through and I'll add accent crashes, or I'll move crashes around so it's not always one crash. If you see any of my other videos, it's basically the exact same thing. And my final step, luckily in Ableton, there's an automatic MIDI randomize button. So I'll basically just highlight everything and then hit randomize, and you can see all the MIDIs moving. All right, next up. Pretty damn cool. I like that. I think it could have been recorded a little tighter on the chugs. They're a little bit loose, but other than that, that's a cool riff. And then here are the drums that I added. That was also very motivating to add drums to. The recording itself could have been a little bit tighter. Just some chugs and some notes are a little bit off the grid, which is totally fine if you're going for the loose feel. But for adding drums, for me, having to go through 51, I wasn't gonna like slide drums all over the place. It was a lot of work to just add the drums alone. So same thing, I just kind of figured out the snare feel similar to before. And then as always, just kind of alternating between kick and snare to syncopate the beat. Like I said, instead of having kick do everything, let snare do some of the heavy lifting and like some of the off beats and just make it more interesting. And then again, all the accent crashes. Again, absolutely crazy. I don't know how any of you guys are writing these riffs. I know how I write riffs. I don't know how you're coming up with this. That was really cool. I remember this one specifically being difficult to add drums to for some reason. I think because of how techy it is. Crazy. Yeah. Guitar's a little thin and the lead's a little loud. But other than that, like the riff itself is really cool. And I'm not grading based on mixing or anything like that. I'm grading based on like riff writing, and that was really cool. I like that a lot. I don't even know what genre that would be, but that's really cool. It's like a mix of like black metal and thall. I like that. That was really cool. That one I had a really hard time adding drums to. I tried a few different things. So I feel like since that riff is so open, it almost calls for like an open, like kind of thall groove, but also it's so open that it would be like too slow. So I tried a few different things. This is what I landed on. It's more like a punk hardcore kind of thing. I do want to point out that a few people added more than one riff, sometimes 3 riffs in their video, and I kind of just chose the one that I liked the most, which ends up working better for you. But some of you thought that you could sneak multiple riffs into one video. I caught on. I like that. That was pretty cool. I guess there's like some meter changes. He wrote down the meters. I didn't write them down in here, but you can tell it's not 4/4. Here's the drums that I added. Pretty cool. Now that I'm hearing back, I probably could have added some toms or replaced some of the snares with toms. But I forgot to. So that's a good metal riff. Pretty cool. I like that. Thank you for recording it tight and really well done. It made it a lot easier to add drums to, and thank you for gridding it. That was cool. Could have spiced it up a little bit more with like some sounds and something other than like riffs and pull-offs and whatnot, but overall, really cool. Called for modern metalcore kind of drums. Well recorded, sounds really cool. I could hear vocals over it already. Here's MrMartyMarion. Good production. Really cool production. Great job adding that stuff. So really cool. That was a good groove. I like that a lot. I kind of just kept it on the China. Hearing back, I probably could have changed the cymbal up a little bit, but you'll notice that I like to change the cymbal up a lot, like specifically over here, and then it goes to the ride, just to change up the riff a little bit so you're not getting so bored of just kss, kss, kss. Let's hear it with drums. That's pretty cool. I feel like it could have either been like recorded a little bit faster, or there could be more like intricate guitar work in between. It's a lot of like similar da 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 da. Like there could be like some more doubles and triplets and stuff like that. That would spice it up a lot, as well as some other sounds, which there are some, which is cool. basically that riff doubled up. So since it was doubled, I decided to take a little intro kind of approach to this, and then into like the main feel of the drums, I guess. So this is what it sounds like. The SlamWiazarD stays true to his name. That was cool. I like that a lot. It was really well done. I didn't get very many entries like this, so I appreciate you giving me something different to listen to. That was cool. That's pretty cool and pretty techy. I like that a lot, actually. That was fun to add drums to. For one, I don't really know what happened with the export or what you're doing processing-wise. It sounds like super compressed. Also, it sounds... I can't tell if it's mono or stereo. Like, I can hear the fizz on the sides and then the low end in the middle. I'm not exactly sure what happened with the way you processed or exported it. I would look into that, as well as, like, just record the guitars a little bit tighter, because you can hear... with the perfectly gridded drums. They're fairly off time at moments, but still a cool riff. I'm not really judging on recording style, but it would have just been a little bit better and a little bit more fun for me to add drums if they were a little bit tighter. That was pretty cool. I don't even know what to categorize that riff as. That's why I like it. So again, since it's such a techie riff, I figured the techie drums were the way to go. I like that a lot. I like how the tail ends are slightly different. Like you do like the ion backwards scrape, and then you do the high note over there. That was cool. Pretty cool. I can hear some like cutting out in the guitars. I don't know if that's the way you exported it or the way that you recorded. There's probably some gap between a rung out note and like the next transient of a guitar pick. I would look into that and just try to make sure that doesn't happen in the future, because it's quite distracting, especially when adding drums. So let's listen here. There. That was cool. I like the contrast between like the riffy dun, 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 and like the kind of rung out stuff. Good job writing the riff, for sure. Next we have Jacket. Cool, I think there was like some cool moments in there. I would say the guitars are definitely a little bit off time with one another. Here's what I added for drums. Cool overall, but definitely off time a bit. Take the extra 20 to 30 minutes to just record parts if they're either fast or slow. Your grid in your DAW is your best friend, so just make sure that your guitars are gridded. It will make the whole listening experience and the whole adding drums experience way more easy and way more fun. If you haven't seen any of my videos, I'll leave some links in the description of how to record and how to edit them. The only thing I would say other than that is that clean lead is cool, and then that second lead that's going over that's like more ring on notes, I would have probably left that out because it gets in the way, or at least sped up the picking since everything's so open. It's nice. That production was really nice. I like that a lot. Really cool, like triplet groove as well. I like that a lot. Great job. The production was really nice, as well as the riff itself. I like when riffs are so fun that I want to hear two different grooves over them within the same riff, so that's why I kept it open on the first half and then kind of two-step on the second half. Bouncy two-step. That was really cool. I can hear the guitars are not very in time, and there's also random cuts in them, so just look into that in the future. So pretty cool. Gave me like that kind of proggy kind of Tool vibe, so that's what I went with the drums. Like I said, all of these drum loops will be available for download in the Gumroad. Feel free to throw me like $1. You know, it's $1. Come on, I spent days on this. You can just give me $1. I feel like that would be a pretty cool intro riff. The only thing is that it's very copy and paste, like some of the tail ends are a little bit different, but I would just kind of break up the timing so it's a little bit different every now and then, or just like throw in different notes or different sounds to make it more intriguing. Other than that, cool riff and well recorded. Thank you. Okay. I like the intro already. That's sick. That was really cool. I really like that kind of music. That was sick as hell. Just cool, techie hardcore. That was sick. Here are the drums that I added. Personal preference music-wise, that was my favorite one so far. I don't really have any notes for that because it was really cool. That was sick. Great job. Coldmajki. Next we have Apothecide.2. I don't know how you wrote that. That's really cool. Here are the drums that I added. You can see why it took me so long to do these, because there's so many good riffs in here that choosing 3 was difficult. I'm really lucky that the guys added 2 other ones. That one was really great. Literally no notes. The processing that you have on the guitars and bass, I think you mentioned in the comments that you had like pitch dropped it, either in post or in a pedal, I'm not sure, but it sounds really cool and like destructive. I like that end a lot. I guess like I don't even know, what would you genre that? Deathcore? Here are the drums I added. Well recorded. I don't really have notes on it. Well recorded. Not my favorite guitar tone, but that doesn't matter. I'm kind of just going off riffs itself. That was a lot of fun to add drums too, so thank you for writing that one. Pretty cool. That was another one that I think you tried to sneak in 2 riffs or 3 riffs into one. Not this time, buddy. Here are the drums I added. That was cool. No complaints recording wise. It's all tight. You did a really good job. I would just say it's very much the same, and I guess that's just the style of music. Very similar throughout the entire riff. You could have changed it up rhythmically a little bit or note-wise a little bit just to make it more interesting. Add some chords or add some like sounds or more chugs or less notes at certain moments. That was cool. I really like that one. It goes to show how just simple chugs and just like a simple groove can be really effective at times. Not the most unique, but it works. And in a song, that would be really cool. Great job. Pretty cool. Also super chuggy. So the guitars are a little bit off time at moments, which is totally fine. The riff itself is cool, and I had a lot of fun adding drums to it. Groovy. I don't recall offhand what time signature that was, but that was really cool. That was really cool as well. Good groove. I like that a lot. Had a lot of fun adding drums to it. I really like those random pauses that you had, like kind of like the little bass solo or like sounds and stuff like that. That was really cool. I feel like the riff in general could have used a little bit more like other sounds or like bends even. Something like that. Thank you for giving me something that wasn't modern metalcore, just to change it up a little bit. That was fun. I think there's a little bit of clipping at the beginning of your guitars. It might be like a little bit hot, but I guess like that's part of like that vintage kind of tone. So that was really cool. I think that was an ML amp if I remember correctly. That was fun. I could definitely see that as like a YouTube ad or like for like a commercial, for commercial music. That would be really cool. You should get into that. That's sick. Uh-oh. The destructive lead. Okay. That was a very creative and crazy riff. Here are the drums that I added. That was psycho. I really like that. I also have no notes for that one because that was really cool. Super creative. Great job. I had a lot of fun adding drums to that one. I am writing that one down. There's some clipping going on in there. I would look into those guitars later. Cool metal riff though. Here are the drums I added. That was cool. I like that ending a lot too. That was a nice way to tie it off and go into a next section. Really well recorded. I can tell like you went into the effort to make sure that everything's tight and there's no string noise and stuff like that. Really well done. That creativity with like the harmonics and stuff like that. Really cool riff. Odd time signature almost. I just found the basic and just went with all the intricacies of the riff. I like that a lot. That was great. I feel like you could have used a little bit more gain. Some of those bends are dying out. As well, it could have had a little bit more low end on the guitars, but the riff itself is pretty cool. Here are the drums that I added. If you haven't noticed already, my tendency is to like get some sort of groove going like, with the cymbals and snare. And then at moments, choose my moments where I'm going to switch to a different cymbal or accent the main guitar hits with a cymbal. Pretty cool. It definitely sounds like the guitars aren't fully on time, which I absolutely noticed when I was programming drums. So this is the best I could do given the timing and stuff like that. It's a weird signature, but it's also slightly off the grid. Next, we have Bradley Johnson. That was cool. Here are the drums that I added. That was cool. I like that lead going in there as well, the droney. As you can see, I went crazy on the drums. I may have gone a little too crazy right off the top. Maybe I should have kept it a little breathable off the top and then got crazy with it. But the riff was cool, so I figured I'd have to add some stuff to it. Since it's like a bouncy riff, I figured I would do the whole thing of like putting the cymbal on the offbeat, and I feel like it helped the riff a lot. That's pretty cool. That was fun. That was a cool, different take. And thank you for giving me something that wasn't just like extremely heavy. And here are the drums that I added. Since it's such a weird part, I figured I'd try to make the drums a little bit weirder. This is something that is really hard to program, so it doesn't sound perfect, but if I was playing drums to this, just imagine that it was an actual drum set. It would sound a lot vibier and a lot tighter. And like I said, since there was so many submissions, I wasn't going to go through and like make the parts looser because it was just too much time. A little strange, but I had fun. That's cool. That's sick. I like that sound. It's like some polyrhythmic stuff going on. It's really cool. That was really cool and unique. I like that. So here are the drums that I added. I'm not gonna play the whole intro, but that was fun. It reminds me of Between the Bird and Me kind of stuff. So I figured I'd go with a different kind of groove and drum part. I like that a lot. That was cool. Just like your normal metalcore riff, modern metalcore. Nothing bad about it. Next we have Flojo. And then with drums, that was a lot of fun to add drums too. Very nu metal. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. Not really any nu metal ones. Sick. Okay. That was really cool. It reminds me of like 2003 vibes. I like that a lot. That was sick. Really fun to make drums too. And like really well recorded guitars and bass. That sounds full. Probably the fullest sounding mix out of all of them. I don't know what's going on. That was crazy. So yeah, since it's such a technical, like deathcore kind of part, I figured the drums gotta be technical, they gotta be relatively syncopated or completely syncopated. And I just had fun with the rest. You can see all my work here. Didn't have any ghost notes because there kind of wasn't really any place for them. The riff's so techy, and especially the way I put the drums. Cool. That was really cool. That's like Foo Fighters meets like Every Time I Die. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I like the dynamic of having like the dan, 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 and then going into like the B side of the riff. That's why I syncopated them like dan, 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 dan. Really cool. I like that a lot. Okay. That was cool. Super sludgy. Holy crap. The only thing I would say is it could have been like 1 or 2 BPM faster. I like that otherwise. This is a trip. That's really cool. That's really cool. That was very out there. Really like Viljarda with like the measures changing constantly. The only note I have with this one is that I think it should have been a different BPM because my snares didn't line up, and when I play the click, it should have been like, instead of 87 BPM, I think it should have been something probably like 108 or something like that, because it's not, if you look at my cymbals, they're not on the quarter notes or the half notes, they're like dotted quarter notes. So just like watch that next time. But here are the drums that I came up with. So super cool, super weird, but you can see since there's like that BPM issue, some of those gaps should have been like 1/8 note longer or something like that. And I wasn't going to alter anybody's riffs for them, but if it was recorded to the proper BPM, all of that could have been saved. Definitely MIDI guitar, but pretty cool actually. Like those leads and the notes that you chose were all really cool. It's like The Offspring meets Slipknot. Pretty cool. Guitars are slightly off time, as you can really hear when the drums come in, since they're perfectly gridded. I'd just look into that a little bit more, but that was a cool riff. I like that. I remember this one. Not bad. Definitely off time. I would look into recording the guitars a little bit tighter. Even if you have to record riffs in parts and in sections, it's well worth it to have a tighter sounding recording. As you can hear, it was really hard for me to put drums too, and they're still off time. So just like take the extra few minutes and just do it. Hell yeah. Those are cool tones. I actually like the guitar tones of that. Cool sludgy riff. Sludgy riff calls for sludgy drums. So here we go. That was cool. Thank you for that. Could have been a little bit cooler with some like extra sounds or some notes and stuff like that, but I had fun adding the drums and making them like technical to the riff rather than like kind of keep it basic. Yeah, it's like cool use of harmonics in the riff. Same thing, guitars aren't very tight. I would just take the extra 10 to 30 minutes and just record them a little bit tighter. Pretty cool. Sick. More of like a rock riff, and it's cool having like the melodic chords at the tail ends of each part. I like that a lot. Here are the drums I came up with. At first, I actually had the dan like snares on every, what is it, quarter note or second note. But then I decided to try like a two-step into that. I like that a lot. That was fun. Okay. Crazy. That is some distorted guitar. Here are the drums I came up with. That was really fun to add drums too. I remember specifically really enjoying that. The tones are crazy, like a lot of, it reminds me of like pod tones. I had that original pod, the red thing. Very cool. But yeah, I like to keep the groove kind of going, and then at specific moments kind of change up the groove and accent the guitars a bit more. Like that part specifically. Just by making your interesting riff even more interesting with the drums. All right, here are the drums. That was really cool. I tried to do like a Meshuggah kind of thing with the drums, like since the riff is kind of like Meshuggah-y rhythmically. That was cool. I like that a lot. I feel like it's hard to say. I feel like it's either a little bit too slow, or there just needs to be some like extra like kind of triplets or stuff like that just to change up the groove a little bit more, especially like towards the end here. When it's just dun 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 dun. I like when it's dun 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 dun, like the da-das, the quicker ones. More of that could have spiced it up. That was really cool. Really sizzly guitars. I'm not sure what's going on with them, but they're super sizzly. I would look into that. And then here are the drums I came up with. So it definitely went hectic on the drums. There's one part I probably should have redone, but didn't have the time. Super cool though. So now I guess I have to choose the winner. Right here I've got about 11 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 names narrowed down of my favorite riffs. So as you can see, I've gone through and listened to them all again, and I labeled the ones that I liked in these blue colors, and then I went through further and chose my top 5 in green. And then this red one was so close to being in the top 5, but I had to draw the line somewhere. So to go in order, in 5th place, we have Thesos with this riff. Very cool riff. Great job, Thesos. I like it a lot. The thing that could have brought it up a little bit more is if you had, first of all, had it in the right BPM. That way the gaps and like those extra sauce bits that you added would have been the right timing. They're like slightly early every time because of a result of that BPM issue. Other than that, really cool. Like I like the use of those high like kind of whammy notes and stuff like that in the chugs. Very cool. Great job. So in 4th place, we have Riffs with Chris, and it goes like this. Very cool. Honestly, I have no notes on that. Like, I don't really have anything that I can say what you could have done better to make it even place higher. At this point, all of the riffs are really cool, and it was really difficult for me to choose. It kind of became which one is my favorite, and then from that point, I said which one's my favorite and which one stands out more as a riff, and which one has more elements to it. So that's where we're going to get into these top 3. They, to me, stand out the most or have the most elements in them or sound completely different from all the other performances that I got. So number 3, we have Benjamin Stevens. That one's really sick. Good job, Benjamin. I really don't have any notes other than like it could have been for the purpose of this competition, which is the most like unique and the most standout one. I would say there could have been like more like sound effects and stuff like that, but you already have like the like starting on the offbeat, really cool, and then having those harmonics. And the fact that like the riff is just like, it's nostalgic to me. I like that a lot. You crushed it. So now that we're in the top two, I had a very difficult time choosing between these two. They're both like, I have no notes, like they're both perfect. Really splitting hairs at this point. And I basically went with this one being second place because I just found like the other one had a bit more to it, more elements, but this one's sick as hell. In second place, we have Apothecide.2. Absolutely insane. Great job on that riff. I don't think I could ever write anything like that. So last, but certainly not least, maybe most because you get the most prizes. But first place, we have Coldmajki. Open up the pit. Super sick. The thing that stood out to me on this riff compared to all the other ones is that a lot of the other riffs, like you can tell, are like kind of copy and paste, and it's like the same thing 4 times in a row. I feel like there's 4 riffs in this one riff, and then it doubles up and it's slightly different the second half. The lead over those parts is just like really well written. Not the best guitar sounds out of all the ones in here. I feel like the best recorded and sound wise would probably be, Benjamin Stevens. That one sounded the best to me, sonically. But riff writing, you got the sounds, you got the chugs, you got the strange timing, you have like the intricacy of having like 4 parts in one. That's why you won. Great job, man. You have now a deluxe package of ML sound drums that you can mess with. And obviously, like I said earlier, all of these drums will be available for download for free. For those of you that I had the notes, if you want to learn how to like record guitars a little bit more properly and like put that 15 to 30 minutes into recording, it'll really better your chances the next time. And if you want to learn how to make your riffs a little bit more exciting, I've got a video right here about all the steps that I do, just kind of going in place. There's 5 different things I'll go through and add, whether it's sounds and noises or time signatures or just anything. So thank you to all of the contestants that entered riffs, and congrats to all of the winners. I want to thank all of you so much for watching this video, and I want to thank you for submitting, and I really look forward to doing another contest like this again in the future. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. See ya.